What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tars Filson. We got another live tonight, and we're going to be talking about NFL free agency wave one. Wave one free agency is kind of long, but we're just going to talk about wave one because that's the one. That's the period in which everybody is focused, they're locked in, they care the most when it comes to free agency wave one. My Commanders made some moves. Uh, Ravens made some moves. I'm joined again by my guys Julian and Jalen on tonight. How y'all feeling about free agency wave one?
Um, I'm. I would say I'm a little content. I'm not. Um, I'm happy with some of the moves they made. I'm a little kind of frustrated they didn't make the moves that I personally want, but I'm not going to be too big or too mad off it. I just wish they would address certain positions um, that our fan base are in denial that we need linebacker. But continue.
Um, and if I had to answer the question, um, personally, I'm okay with some of the moves that we're making. Re-signing Ryan Sterling and picking up D Hop so far. That's on a good track. And my team so far has released everybody that I was hoping that was going to get released and that left. So when it comes to trying to make roster space and cap room for guys that may upgrade that position and taking away from the positions that the guys that are not performing at the positions they're at right now, kind of like moving on from them and being able to slide newer guys or some you know somebody that may be able to play that position better. And it's a big step because honestly, the worst that could happen is your team lets go a lot of guys, and now you're in the rebuild, stage, and now you're sitting there waiting for another couple of years to get
Damn,
the
that
guys.
sounds
But
like
That kind of sounds like
49ers.
a deal.
but yeah, nah, yeah. And plus, if you're a real Raven fans, bro, you know that the Ravens don't really make too much moves in free agency anyway. If you ever look back in a couple of years, we don't really make our bigger moves in the free agency. We make we make something, but most of our stuff comes from like the draft and maybe even a trade or two. But
Do
hey,
you do you wish that you guys were more aggressive?
you know,
Because I feel
yeah,
like to me, like from the outsider, and I don't really watch. I really only watch Commanders games. I actually can't stand watching other teams play. Um, do you feel like, of course, as long as you have Lamar, you have a chance, you have a window. But
right.
do you feel that it's I guess based off what I see of Ravens Twitter, for whatever reason, Twitter, I'm on every fan base. Like I see all their fan pages, but it's always like a debate and an argument between Ravens fans about how aggressive they should be. Like
Right,
some Ravens fans feel like they don't surround Lamar with enough talent. Some
right.
fans like the
I don't know how you
conservative.
make that argument.
I'm
They've
about to say,
made
I know that sentence pissed Tyrus off.
um they feel like they like the way they move. Just hearing from you, just kind of what is that for you? Do you wish they were more aggressive, or are you kind of content?
I've been a Raven fan for a very long time. So I understand at this point that we are not a team that makes big moves in free agency. Oh my gosh, yeah, I looked at some guys and I was like, bro, that'd be a good pickup. Like that'd be nice. You know what? That dude used to play for us. We should bring him back. I have looked at guys and done that and wish that we made some moves. And yeah, that's just the fan of me. But realistically, as just looking at it in a realistic standpoint, I know how the Ravens move. We are very unlikely to make a move on a player on players in free agency. Like we've always had free agency pickup rumors, but we never made those moves. We always make like like one or two maybe, Like we don't make big moves, and I'm okay with that. And honestly, when it comes to putting the right players around Lamar and our guys, I honestly personally feel like it's not fully about that because honestly, like you know, I think it's about just getting guys that do their job, and when you got like guys like Brandon Stevens and Malik Harrison and a couple other Eddie Jackson, Marquise Williams, just like not doing their job on this side of the ball, it hurts obviously the offense, and in that way it hurts the whole team. So I prefer them to weed out whatever's not helping or not working, and bring in something new. And as long as everybody's able to just kind of do their jobs, they don't have to be perfect, but kind of do their jobs. I think that's enough. I don't think we need superstars and all that stuff. So when it comes to that, we could use them. That'd be great. Don't get me wrong. I loved it.
I
Yeah.
would kind of like from an outside perspective, I kind of do agree with you. I'm very interested to see what you guys do in the draft as far as how the GM evaluates the team as far
Right.
as the needs. I think I said in the group chat, I can see y'all drafting and Mike Green because I've seen Ravens fans kind of complain about the edge rush. The
Yeah.
lack of pass rush. Even when y'all played us, y'all made our tackles look amazing.
Right.
It was just up the middle. We just couldn't do anything. But I'm
Right.
really interested to see, do y'all look at a wide receiver to try to give him another target? But I'm really interested to kind of see. It's always in Ravens fans fandom on Twitter. Like it's always a debate.
Right. It's always something, and a lot of times some of us are not grateful for what we have. I think a lot of times, like, hey, look, relax.
100% not grateful.
Like what? That's like some of them are good. Some of them are grateful. It's free. They're like, yeah, but I'm good. But some of them are not. Like honestly, that's the issue. Like just understand that as long as we upgrade the positions that we need, we're fine. And and with the drafts, and that's another thing. We got the receiver room it's getting complicated because it's getting a little full. Not too full where I'm like, we're gonna have to release some guys, but it's getting full to a point where I'm like, is D Hop going to be the only guy we pick up? So I'm not sure.
I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to kind of
got my man Will in the building. How you feeling, Will?
Feeling good.
I like that background, man. That was good 2K right there.
Of course,
you
like that background.
The last 2K I ever bought and played.
Wait, hold on. Is that 19?
Yeah, it's 19. Yeah, 2K19.
Man, that was the last year 2K was like fun to play. Like I remember, man. It's really taking a downturn. It's really bad now. So
yeah.
But
I know
we lost Jalen, but let's see.
I know Jalen got off, but I kind of wanted him to.
He's back.
To the,
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I kind of wanted you to talk about the wide receiver. I was expecting, even I wasn't really expecting you guys to address it, but I would have liked to see y'all be more aggressive, even though it wasn't much out there. So I think for me, I think I should look being a little bit aggressive.
Now that when you say that, you kind of
because my honest opinion, no offense, Ravens fans, I don't think I have a number one receiver. I've said it weeks after week. I don't see. I think there's a level a receiver one that I just don't feel like you have. So I mean, I'm interested to see how aggressive you are first. But I feel like our teams are kind of not similar, but like the needs are kind of. We both need receivers. We both need edge rushers. Well, yeah. So yeah.
I think with us this honestly with how we're progressing, I don't think we need to go ahead and get another big time receiver. Honestly, I think this is how I see it, right? Especially with the Ravens right now, we got a pretty full receiver room right now. So I don't see us not drafting a wide receiver. I can say that. We usually get a couple guys, maybe one or two, just to see what's out there. But right now, we still got a draft pick we got last year that we're still holding on to because he's been a good player. I forget his name. I think it's Walker or something. I don't know how I forget his name. But we picked him up a rookie we drafted last year, and he still got some potential to grow. He has that build that we're kind of looking for, but he's young, so he's not there yet. But for that for receivers, I'm not sure. I do know that we got 4 6-round picks this year.
Wow.
So I think we're definitely gonna use those picks to our advantage. So I think we're probably gonna get a receiver, but I think we're gonna focus on probably more on the middle linebacker, edge rusher, O line, and then in a corner. Those are our primary,
I mean, y'all lost Michael Pierce too, so this is a
Yeah.
loaded D-line class, so you might want to get a D-line.
Right. What it also did do. Thank you for reminding me. Honestly, I mean, hey, I respect his decision.
What pick are you drafting?
First round?
Yeah.
I can't remember, but it's not going to be high. It's definitely not going to be close.
I think like 27, 26.
I'm gonna pull it up right now. The Ravens are picking 27. The Commanders are picking 29.
I know 29.
Yeah, I had to specify just the fact that we're picking later, just to put that out there.
You already specified that last time. You made that very clear that y'all are picking later. But yeah, to respond to the receiver thing, like I said, I think the way that our guys are progressing right now, if they keep progressing at the level they are, we won't need to go out there and grab another one receiver. But personally, I would like to get that one guy just in case, because anything can happen. You don't want to have a guy go down and then your season go down with him. So I want us to stay versatile. So I'm trusting the Ravens to be able to get to have the backups be able to be ready and be, able to carry that weight until further notice, unless whoever knows if the guy comes back or not, So that's how I feel about the Ravens right now.
If I was the Ravens personally, I would look at, of course, Mike Green, as I said, the linebacker out of Bama. I can't think of his name.
Jahad Campbell.
Jahad Campbell.
You gotta say it with some Jahad Campbell. Yo, that dude's
Jahad Campbell. But I also would look at Emeka Ibuku, from Ohio State, a receiver. I've always said
Luther Burden.
Really in his career, he's had people that's played ones, but to me, I didn't feel like Baltimore has given him a true one that can be that one. I know Ravens fans don't like me saying that, but I just think it's true. But yeah, that's why I asked about the receiver thing. It's just kind of.
Do you think now, for me, before we kind of shift away from the Ravens, get into the overall free agency? Last thing with the Ravens that I have to say, if you guys want, I think the Ravens, yes, they need to improve wide receiver, but at the same time, it's really not as big of an issue as people think, because the Ravens, what has been their biggest problem when they get to the playoffs and they don't execute and they don't win? They didn't run the ball enough. They didn't dominate the clock. The Ravens are a run-first team, and that's okay. It's okay to have a run-first team. The Eagles, you could make the case they're a run-first team. So I think that the Ravens, if they want to go wide receiver, maybe don't go and draft another small receiver. Go get a big target, because if you look at the Eagles, right, the Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. The Eagles have a mobile quarterback. The Ravens have a mobile quarterback. The Eagles have an elite running back. The Ravens have an elite running back. The Eagles have a solid, elite offensive line. The Ravens have a really good offensive line. You know what you should do? Run the football. And what the Eagles have that the Ravens don't have is a big body wide receiver that the quarterback can just lob it up. He's going to get it every time.
I've been wanting that for. You don't understand how bad we've been. That's one of the biggest complaints. If you bring up wide receivers to any Raven fan right now, if I brought Jerron up here, because I did that same thing last week where I brought Jerron in. He said the exact same thing I said that our team needed. But if you ask him about the wide receiver room, we ask any Raven fan about the wide receiver room. We've been wanting the big body receiver for so long. We've been wanting that guy that can just go up and get it, because all we have is really those speedy guys, that just have they can get off and get open quickly. That's really, for the most part, what we got. Like, and then but then I can't lie though. I gotta remind myself that sometimes that we still do have, like, at the moment for now, we have Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, which Isaiah Likely is been, he's been showing potential since he's came in the league. That guy plays out of his mind. Like he's that guy where I've seen him go up and get it. So like I'm like, you know what? He could be that guy, but I don't want that just at the tight end position. I want that at the receiver position as well. So yeah, like you're on point. That's what I want. I want somebody like
you need
that.
a guy who can take you throw it up where the high up on the shelf where the little kids can't get it. Go get them cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
like the cookies on the show.
Mark Andrews has shown that he's declining. He can't get it done. I know folks want to make excuses. We live in a no excuse mentality on the Fourth and Goal Sports Show, and Mark Andrews just couldn't get it done. So go out and get a big body receiver, or give Isaiah Likely a chance, because you need somebody who can just go up and go get it. But changing the topic away from the Ravens, overall, this free agency has been pretty crazy. We just saw today.
Can I ask a question about the Redskins? Well, curious.
You said Redskins.
Absolutely.
My fault. Commanders, I forget.
Yeah, man. How you feeling?
Because I know y'all have, like I said, like I don't know, like the same thing. I have not been really paying too much attention to the Redskin news, but I have a couple questions. One, about Deebo Samuels, how y'all feel about that? Two, I know y'all middle linebacker last time I checked was Bobby Wagner. Are y'all going to improve that position?
Probably
and
not.
Three,
I'm gonna answer that question. Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
I could say more because it's more reported at how they feel about the linebacker position. They drafted somebody, Jordan McGee. There's been reporting since last training camp that they like him at linebacker, but he was injured a lot, and they were trying to develop him. So he was really on special teams a lot. The report is they still like him. I 100% kind of don't like the position we're at when it comes to linebacker. I've openly said they need to find his replacement because Bobby is only going to be here for one more year. I think whoever it is needs to be able to contribute like right now. So like the linebacker out of Bama, if he can fall to 29, if I'm AP, I'm taking it. I know that's kind of a hot take.
We'll probably take him before that. I don't know if we're going to take a linebacker.
We're trading back, but yeah.
Oh, and did y'all release Benjamin St. Juice?
He didn't. He didn't have.
He
to
already
use
signed for another team. He already signed for another team.
Unrestricted.
You already signed with another team?
Yeah, he with the Chargers.
Yeah, he was. He was unrestricted, so he didn't have to be released. He was already not on the team. He had to get a contract to be on the team.
Dang. Okay. Did y'all replace him? What y'all replace him with?
We re-signed Noah I, another depth piece who stepped up really big last year. He's going to be pretty solid. That's pretty much what he is. He's mid to solid, and he's really good in those crucial moments. He stepped up big. So respect to Noah Igbenogany. Hope I'm saying that correctly. It's hard to pronounce.
You just said it perfectly.
Yeah. Well, I'm good at pronunciations, I guess. So I don't know. But
also Jonathan Jones. He
we got Jonathan Jones. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
To answer your Debo question, I'm excited to see how Cliff uses Debo. I want to see, is it going to be, how much more different is it going to be from Kyle Shanahan and how they use him as Frisco, using him practically as a running back. I think that's a tool which they should use, but I should not see Debo being the primary in the backfield. He's not a gadget player, but a gadget player. I'm just kind of more interested to see. He's kind of perfect for what Cliff wants. We run a lot of wide receiver screens, which I don't always agree with. That's one thing I hate about his play calling. is the behind the line of scrimmage play calling. But I'm excited to kind of see how it used. I do still think we need another wide receiver, regardless if it's in the draft. At this point, you're not gonna find a receiver, but
Right.
kind
think
of
that-
somebody that can be a number two,
Four?
essentially. Allow Debo to quote unquote be the three, the gadget guy, but having somebody that can, for sure is gonna be the two and allow Debo to do his gadget shit for
Right.
6 straight.
Yeah, because I say Washington, they should go after like Elijah Moore or like Amari Cooper because they still need that number two. Because right now, the number two is Noah Brown. And Noah Brown, he's not bad, but for him to be a number two going to a second year, I don't know. I wanted them to do more to the wide receiver position than they already did, but I just feel like they're going to, really not do anything with the wide receiver in the draft. So yeah.
Well, I know that we've been kind of chopping it up in the group chat throughout this week about the Commanders' moves. I've kind of expressed a little bit. I don't feel too pleased about this free agency cycle so far. Aside from the Lermy Tunsil trade, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see any moves that we've made that are moving this team in the right direction. It's still early, so obviously until we see them on the field, like Julian has said to me, until we see them on the field, it's just smoke. You know what I'm saying? We'll see.
Yeah, I do
But
agree with that.
yeah, all I'm saying is Lermy Tunsil. That move to me was a clear. We're trying to beat Philly. We're trying to bolster up the trenches. Also, getting some of the O linemen that we signed and the D line that we signed showed me that we're trying to bolster up the O line and D line. Like I think we signed someone either today or yesterday, which is an O lineman who's not very well known, but
Today.
I kind of understood the move because
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh, yeah,
Yeah.
that move kind of made a little bit of sense because we're trying to get someone who we can develop, but he has the size and the strength, basically. We're trying to bolster. But everything else aside from that, I wasn't pleased with.
I think they were very conservative in which they were willing to spend money, but I also think that was because they had the way they built the team last year. Everybody was on a 1-year deal. You had like 30 free agents on your roster. You still had to fill up the roster. I don't think a lot of fans kind of realize, like, yeah, we had the 5th largest cap, but we have all these guys we got to figure out how to re-sign. So I felt like they were very conservative. And I think they're going to be very conservative in how they spend money for a while. Honestly, I don't really see them spending a bag till Jaden Daniels got to get that blank check of $500 million. By the time he gets that, that's when I think they're going to splurge a little bit. But yeah, they had a lot of free agents that they had to re-sign. I'm not pleased with the positions that they addressed early and how they didn't address edge rusher the way I want, but it's still early. I mean, I can't see what they're not doing in the draft. So I won't judge it until they're on the field. But I was semi-content. I mean, I love the Laramie Tunsil pickup. It gives you a left tackle of the future. It moves Brandon Coleman back into guard. I kind of I'm kind of wish they would have signed Mekhi Becton. I mean, I don't see them doing it at this point. I think Mekhi Becton would have been nice because he's a guard tackle, and Cosby's gonna be out for probably till November, December-ish. So moving him to guard until Cosby come back, and then if you would have had that, you would have had Tunsil, Coleman, Biotish, Cosby, and then Becton as a right tackle. But
that's the old line.
I think what they were building was I've gone back and forth with fans. I know Commanders fans ain't going like this. I know Adam Peters and them are always going to have Philly in the back of their mind, but his job is just to build the team. I don't think their focus is we got to beat Philly this year. I think they're trying to play the long game, and I feel like what they do in the draft and how they draft is how they want to build this team. It's just not going to be through free agencies. We were actually the most aggressive team in the offseason. We traded for Debo and the second best left tackle. So they were semi-aggressive. They just weren't aggressive with giving people money. That's all I can see. They just weren't willing to. What he said, if you gonna get a 3-year deal for 45, that's what we're gonna give you. You're not giving no more. He wasn't really seeing like a lot for negotiations.
Yeah, and I do agree because to me, it was just a lot of players that was just getting overpaid like by a lot. 'Cause I saw some players that's getting paid 20 million, 20 like 17 million dollars this off season who in all season past probably get like 7, 8 million per year. You know. So I do get that they was being conservative, but it wasn't nobody that they was like, all right, we had to actually go out and try to get this player because we don't, our team won't, improve the way that we expected to. So cornerback, they did try to go after DJ Reed, but getting a player like Jonathan
He wanted money.
Jones,
He wanted
it
money.
was he did want
It
that
was
money.
just that. It was he wanted money. Detroit was gonna give him the money. I mean,
Yeah.
he said it in the press conference. It was between us and Detroit gave him the money. Like they just didn't want to be
Yeah.
as
I
aggressive
do
for him.
get
I don't
that.
know. I don't know if they even looked at Davis Ward or not. They ain't been no reports. It was just reports that they was interested. I'm kind of interested to see what they offered him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's a deep cornerback draft. I think they address it. Commanders, please bring my man's Dorian Strong from VTech, Dr. Henry Jr. Wise High School legend. Bring him back home. I'm pretty sure he can start on this goddamn team. I'm pretty sure he can start at your number 2 corner.
How do y'all feel about re-signing? Like, I'm gonna pass it to you, Jalen, because I thought you had something to say.
Well, you about to say something too, huh?
No, all I was gonna say is we've made some moves that I just felt like kind of just got on my nerves or rubbed me the wrong way. Bringing back KJ Osborne, who pretty much had the same impact on the team as all of us in this live right now. He didn't do jack. He didn't do a single thing.
Oh, y'all
I don't
picked
know
up KJ Osborne?
Yeah,
we had him last year on the roster, and he was just sitting there doing nothing. Matter of fact, when I rewatched some of the games. I rewatched that Atlanta Falcons game where he finally got some PT. He gets on the field, penalty. He's a liability. I don't know how he got brought back. I don't know how. He must be really good friends with Adam Peters. They must be buddy or something, because there's no way he should be on the roster. Olamide Zaccheaus should have got brought back, in my opinion. De'Ami Brown, him leaving, I have no problem with it. Not a problem at all. It was time. But I just felt like there were some guys who we let walk, who I really wanted to bring back. Dante Fowler today.
Y'all let him
I
walk?
did not
I
want
think
Dante Fowler.
they let him walk. He wanted what was it? What did he sign for? Like $8 million. I feel like the writing was on the wall for that.
It was, yeah.
Because what he said on Twitter, and I felt like that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way. So I feel like they just knew, we ain't signing him back. So that's why I was a little frustrated with the edge position and like what they did. I'm kind of surprised Josh Sweat signed for what he signed for. I know a lot of people were expecting him to get overpaid. But he didn't. It wasn't like breaking the bank, which I thought. Of course, New England signed damn near everybody with their $150 million in cap space, but we should see how they kind of pan it out. But it's interesting to see how AP's built the team. I think he's focused on the trenches, which the reports was out for weeks. They wanted to get better in the trenches, and I would say for now they've gotten better. I think they need to address edge. I think part of the reason they didn't spend, I know Commanders fans really don't want to hear this, but I feel like they're still in play for Trey Henderson. I don't care what nobody say. I think they're still in play. I feel like they were saving up that cap because they're going to find a way to trade for this man.
We'll see.
I do agree.
I have a question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What was you about to say?
I mean, I was just gonna ask also who's about y'all running back room. I haven't heard anything about that either.
I think that's the draft.
Yeah, that's the draft. You don't want to. There's no point of, because even somebody brought this up in the group chat. Shout out Aiden. We're not trading for a running back, and we're not signing a running back because once a running back's in the league for say 2, 3, 4, 5 years, he's already damaged goods. No disrespect, but it's just facts. We are better off drafting a running back. Every team is better off drafting a running back, pretty much. I mean,
I
that's just
don't
what
know
it is.
though.
Yeah,
It depends on the running back. I'd say that's what I would say.
I would
Unless it's Saquon or Derrick Henry, that
Nah,
guy's more than likely damaged goods.
yeah. Because we're
I
not talking about no
mean,
Najee Harris or nothing. Like if it's Saquon or Derrick Henry, then you could probably sign them to your team. But other than that, I don't see no running back from a
I felt like the plan the whole offseason was running back
in the
in the
draft.
draft. Yeah, I feel like it's needed. It's really needed. I think that's what would take the offense to another level. Also with a younger tight end that's not named Zach Ertz. Ben Sinnott, please step up, please, Jesus.
but Zach Ertz was balling last year though.
Yeah, no Yak Zach was great, but he couldn't make a play after
Oh, yeah, exact.
We need a
I mean,
tight
at least he
end.
got the ball. He did better than most tight ends. At least he can catch the ball and do something. You know, most tight ends, some of them don't even make it that far.
Yeah, but like it's I need somebody that kind of stretches this field. It was just in routes and like I'm not saying he didn't play great. He played a pivotal part. I'm excited that they brought him back. I think he's a culture guy just with Bobby, but they're not in the long-term future. Like
No.
I think a lot of fans are kind of built around like this idea that we was right at the NFC Championship game. Yeah, we were, but this roster was not, as you've seen, the product that was on the field was not ready. Like the product, the team itself was not ready. You had players that were ready, like individual players, but like they're not ready. I don't feel like AP is building a team that he expects to beat Philly next year.
I think y'all are building. I agree. It seems like y'all are building a team to win in the future because y'all realize if y'all sit here and focus on building for the future, then
because Philly's not going to
y'all are off better.
Philly's not going to be this dominant team forever. Eventually, they're going to sign these players. Eventually, they're going to sign those two interior D linemen, Jordan Davis and the other D lineman,
Jalen Carter.
Both of them are going to demand like damn near $100 million. And then you're going to have to extend Jalen Hurts. Well, he's going to break the market. I think he will, unless he takes a pay cut. But like if I'm Jalen Hurts' agent, I forgot her name. She's absolutely amazing. I would have her break the absolute bank when it's time for him to get an extension. You sign
Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I would have him break
a big contract.
I would have him break the bank. He won Super Bowl.
Let me just say this, man. Let me just say this.
Super Bowl MVP, and he went to Super Bowl. That's something that Lamar and Josh Allen has not done. That's literally my argument. If I'm the agent, I'm literally gonna have her break the bank. Like,
and that argument just goes to show you that quarterbacks in the NFL today, it's always a next man up situation, and it's getting more and more disgusting. I'm not mad. Hey, brother, get your bag. Respect. Good for Jalen Hurts. Get your bag. But we all know that in the NFL, it's such a next man up thing when it comes to quarterback. Like Jalen Hurts should never, ever, ever, ever enter the top 5 discussion when it comes to highest paid quarterbacks. But he's going to be because he was the starting quarterback for the most successful team in the NFL. So because of that, he's going to be paid like it.
The only way I can say they don't do it is unless Jalen is willing to take the pay cut and say, hey, I want this roster around me, which I think would be great. Hey, Joe Burrow, you should do that too. You should restructure your deal and do like Tom Brady did and get you guys some talent. But
I mean, they already
even Lamar did that last year. We did that too. He was the highest paid quarterback, highest paid something. We paid him crazy money, and then eventually he restructured his contract so he could bring some of the guys back, and pay some people. So I mean that to me, and the funny thing is because my dad, it was basketball that really made me see this, and my dad talks about it all the time. He loves to bring up how for the Knicks how Carmelo was like. He said he felt like Carmelo broke the team. I was like, what are you talking about? He was the best player. He's like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how he asked for all this money,
Yep.
and the team wasn't able to put nobody around him to turn him into a championship team. And I thought about it. I was like, "You're right. What's the point of getting all that? It's like you pick that you either want to win or you want to just get paid. If you have all this money, your team, how's your team supposed to go out and get guys to help you win and
I do
get your
get it.
bag, but but at the same time you gotta kind of it's a thought to me, and I think that's important for a guy to be able to do. So who knows? I think if a real quarterback, a good quarterback, or a good teammate would do that
I do
if
agree.
they really want
Yes.
to win.
I mean,
Yeah, I do
But I
agree.
but I
'Cause
also think it's the organization's job to know, and this is what I'm interested to see with AP. Jaden Daniels is going to break the bank. Jaden Daniels is going to set this, whatever the market is, whatever you think it is, he's going to double it. Like it's going to be a blank check, write it. I feel like it is also the organization's job to make sure you have those young guys. When you have somebody that's going to break the bank like that, have young guys that are waiting, having that depth that the Commanders fans, some don't really like the moves. Even though I think like the safety signing we had was low key underrated. I'm hearing a lot of Saints fans saying they did not want to leave him, did not want him to leave. But I think that's also the organization's job to make sure you have young talent that are on young deals. So when your quarterback breaks the bank, you have the talent and have the roster where it's like, okay, we still got some guys. We may not be able to keep these guys, but we're always bringing in young guys that can develop. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But
Yeah.
I
Oh, go ahead. My fault. Now I'm gonna let you talk.
I think that, man, there's a lot of moves that are left to be desired in the sense of like, I guess expectations
high.
in a different. You said what?
I said expectations were high.
Yeah, expectations were high, and they were absolutely needed to be high. Like, I don't think the expectations were unwarranted. You could say expectations were unrealistic. Sure, you can say that. They weren't unwarranted though, because quite frankly, we know what this team was last year. We know everybody else sees where we made it, but we know what this team really was. It was Jaden Daniels putting the team on his back and saying, "Let's roll, let's ride, let's play ball." And he said he's going to roll with his guys. That's what he did. But I feel like the moves we've made so far, and it's, we still got to wait for the draft next month, but the moves we've made so far tells me that we're expecting Jaden Daniels to go out there and carry another year. Because look at what the Denver Broncos have done for their second-year quarterback.
I push back. Denver had something that we didn't have. An infrastructure that we literally just did not have. They had the infrastructure. They had a good defense last year. They have this best cornerback in the league. But we can't say we have nobody at our position group that's the best on the defensive side of the ball. That is the best when Jaden Daniels came into his rookie year.
Let me ask you.
Well, I don't know, because when y'all made it to the playoffs, y'all defense looked good.
They
turned up.
Were feasible, but y'all didn't see the games and see the bullshit that we saw all 17 weeks. They've never.
They saw it in the NFC Championship.
They saw it against Eagles.
That's what I'm saying. I watched the playoff games, and that's what I've seen them turn up. Which I would prefer my team's defense to turn up in the playoffs more so.
But you still can't deny that. Bo Nix has the best cornerback in the league.
Okay, that's one player. That's one player. Aside from that,
he has a better defense than we had. Jaden Daniels had his rookie year.
Hold on. That's fact. Let me just say this. That's one player, and also you said they were good last year. Before this year, they had the infrastructure. Before last year, they were giving up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins. So clearly, it's not just about having one elite player on the defensive end. They had elite corner. Guess what? They still got 70 dropped on their head as a defense. The following year, they picked it up and they did better. So there's no excuse for our defense. There's no excuse.
But you're missing my point. They had the infrastructure. The defense was good.
Outside of Surtain, what infrastructure did they have?
A better defense than we have.
No.
Surtain is better than anybody we have on the field.
Outside of Surtain, they have nobody that's elite, man. Now they do.
They have some good edge
somebody
rushers.
elite that we
They
do
have
not
good
have.
edge rushers.
Nobody on our roster. Take Jaden Daniels off our roster. He will be the best player on the field. That is my point. They have something to build with. We were the second pick when we had to pick up Jaden. They were 12. That's a whole lot leap difference between the second pick, that's the second worst team in the NFL, to the 12th worst team. That is my point. They had an infrastructure, and they were willing to spend the money where they had to. We don't have that. And it's okay.
Honestly, I think a lot of their guys were just, for the most part, that's up to their front office, because they looked at those guys and they saw the potential they did, and they picked them up, because
I feel like
a lot of guys that on that defense that hold down a lot of the that carry a lot of that load. Some of the guys, you don't even know what their names are, especially before that. Like before the season, like you're like, who is it? I mean, some of the guys you knew, but a lot of the guys that you're like are making plays, you're like, who are they? Like where they come from?
But that also goes to, like, you need those type of guys that are not household names. I feel like our fans are mad because we didn't get brand names. That is literally
no.
This fan base has been privileged by Dan Snyder for all of y'all lives, and the only thing we've done was sign brand names. AP ain't giving you names. I feel like that safety from New Orleans is gonna ball out.
It's not about names. It's not about names. It's about getting players who are on a higher level. We signed a lot of depth pieces, to be honest. We didn't sign a lot of starting players, and that's just the fact. Like Dietrich Wise, I think that's how you pronounce the name, Dietrich Wise. Like that's not a starting DN. That's not, and it's okay to say that. Now, if he goes and proves me wrong, so be it. I'll be wrong, but I'm gonna say today he's not a starting DN.
A couple years ago, he had like 7.5 sacks. He's definitely like capable of being starting DN.
What year was that? Last year?
Probably wasn't last year, but it was like a couple years ago.
A couple years ago. This is like Ed Oliver. Shout out Ed Oliver.
I'm going to say
2023, 2021, 2022 version of these players, because they're not good right now. They're not.
I'm going to say this right now. Maybe, just maybe, AP knows what his team is. Maybe he actually don't believe that we're ready to compete. Regardless if we made this in the NC Championship game, maybe he just knows, hey, that was kind of fluky. Maybe he actually believes, hey, that's kind of some fluky bullshit. Let me actually build my team. And now a lot of Commanders fans are not going to like this, but a lot of Commanders fans ain't going to like this. But if y'all would hate me, because I would say fuck them picks, and I would have traded for Trey Hendrickson. They won the first round, get the 29th pick. I'm going to sign them, and we're going to rock and roll. But that's just
we got to trade our picks and then pay him too. I don't think that's the smartest thing to do. I'm just being honest.
Who are we going to get at edge that's going to be better than Trey Henderson, the man that has similar stats to Myles Garrett, when the whole fan base was clamoring for us to trade a first, a second, and possibly another first, second, and third for next year for Myles Garrett?
I hear what you're saying, but day by day it's looking less and less likely. I feel like
they still have a chance. They're going to either one or two things. Either they're going to overpay for him and not be able to sign nobody else on that roster when it comes to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase just got his bag, and they're going to put themselves in a position where they have no players, or they're going to have to trade him, and they have to revisit their offer because they want a first round pick, and nobody's going to trade their first round pick for him, except me. They may get a second, maybe a third, but maybe part of the reason that I was hearing Commanders fans, yeah, we trading all these picks for players. Maybe, just maybe, AP just don't believe in this draft. Maybe he don't believe in the talent that is here, because it's not a great draft. Outside of D-line, corner, and certain other positions, not an amazing.
Wait till we draft another corner.
Don't you guys hear it though? Like, here's what I just dislike. I dislike the Washington fans who are in this honeymoon stage with AP, where they're just agreeing with every single thing that he does. I don't care if we listen. we made it to the NFC Championship last year. That was amazing. Shout out to AP. Shout out to Josh Harris. They know what they're doing, right? But I'm not going to sit here. And just agree with every single move they make because guess what? They're human just like everybody else, and they make mistakes. They don't always make the right move.
Super hypercritical.
No, I'm not hypercritical at all. If I was hypercritical, trust me, it'd be much worse than this. We're still going to be competitive next year, regardless of what moves we make, right? I'm simply saying it's no longer about being competitive. The bar has been raised now. We made the NFC Championship. We don't make it back next year. That's going down. We're trying to go up. We're trying to stay where we're at and continue to rise. That's what I'm saying. The moves we made so far is not putting us on a higher level. It's actually bringing us
lower. Can I ask you a question? I've said this every time I've gotten this podcast. We are in the most unique situation in sports fucking history. We had a rookie quarterback take a team to the NFC Championship game that's never been seen. I don't want to hear about Big Ben. He was in Pittsburgh. Big Ben was the 12th pick in that daggone draft. Jaden Daniels was number 2. A horrible team, a horrible franchise, and took that team to the NFC Championship game. 60 minutes away from the goddamn Super Bowl. This is the most unique situation we've ever been when the quarterback is ready to compete, but the roster around him is not ready. He has maybe like 3 players that I can name off the top of my head that are ready to compete. So you're also still trying to build an organization while still competing. How the hell do you do that? You've never seen it in sports. If somebody can name a team that's done it, but like I can't think of any. And don't bring up Magic Johnson and the Lakers in the goddamn 80s. I don't want to hear about them. He got drafted to the best team. Don't bring that example to me. This is the most.
I don't bring up all that stuff. I just focus on right here, right now. I don't make the excuses. I don't make.
You can agree that it's the most unique situation we've seen in the NFL. The most.
That's not a reason to let OZ walk and re-sign KJ Osborne. It's just not. You're
just mad that he didn't sign your boys. It seems like you're just mad he didn't sign the people you wanted to sign.
I'm not gonna lie.
What's the reason why we keep KJ Osborne? Give me a good reason.
I don't have a reason. They didn't want to sign.
There's no good reason because he's not good.
They didn't want to give
he's not a good
the money that he wanted. They didn't want to give him $8 million. They didn't want to give it to him.
That's called that. What that's called is it's okay to say it. That's called being cheap. We've seen that from the Ravens.
Do you not know who your owner is? Did you not read the reports that Josh Harris was a cheap SOB? Did you not hear that? He's been cheap his whole life. When it comes to owning teams, that's Josh Harris.
When were we cheap?
No, I feel like y'all were cheap when you let old boy go to the Steelers. I felt like that was cheap.
Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb. I severely disagree.
Honestly, all right. That move. I don't even know that one. I don't even know. I mean, I do know. This is how I see it. Right. All right. Put in this perspective, right? Let's say you just came off a year, right, where all your guys were playing, right? They were playing beautiful ball. You come into the offseason, but a lot of those guys are they need that money. They need to be paid. So you're over here making a decision on how you want to come into the next season and who you want to bring with you. So a lot of guys that I did personally wanted to keep had to be left off the list because it was too many people that wanted money. They played good ball and they deserved money, but we didn't have it. So Patrick Queen sadly was one of those guys. I don't agree with it. I mean, this year we learned our lesson.
You can't.
We signed our Davis. We re-signed our Davis Washington. All the guys that I wanted to re-sign, we re-signed. Our Darius Washington, Tyler Wallace, who's a good special teams guy, won a couple clutch games for us last year. This year making big plays. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's how I see it, right? When you're at a position, and I'll admit because that move was so bad, and now looking back at it, because now one of our team needs is a middle linebacker. That is one of our team needs. Yep. Like we have Roquan, but I'm telling you, bro, if you watched our games, bro, Malik Harris, he's on the Steelers now too. So him and Patrick Queen could be buddy middle linebackers for all I care. If you watch the game, bro, like all right, let me ask you a question. If you're watching your defense, right, what pisses you off the most when you're watching your defense? Missed tackles or just giving up plays by DBs or them not playing? I'm sorry, just thinking about it makes me so mad.
Tackles.
Thank you. Missed tackles piss me off. Malik Harrison continued to miss tackles at the middle linebacker position when it was crucial. He couldn't cover. He couldn't make tackles. I'm like, what can you do? What can you do? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, we played the Steelers, and he making the Steelers players look like they all like Pro Bowlers. I'm like, what is this? So I'm not gonna lie, like that was a bad move looking back, but it's doable with the move with the I mean, this is how I see it. I think that receiver in particular, I think he played pretty decent ball last year. I say in that situation, you bring him back. But hey, look, if
maybe, just maybe, they're gonna draft somebody, and that they know that
they could draft somebody we still haven't seen in the draft either. So we'll wait.
Maybe GMs do not get everything right. They are human too.
I'm not saying he got everything right, but I'm not about to sit here and be like super mad.
I'm not even saying it's you. I'm just saying I think sometimes people give these GMs and these owners the benefit of the doubt more times than not realizing that they can get things wrong too. There's going to be GMs and owners who get free agents wrong, who get draft picks wrong, and there's going to be us who talk about it who get it wrong too. So all I'm saying is at this moment, right here, right now, I'm not pleased with the moves that Washington has made. Now, when the season starts, let's say those guys ball out, I'll eat my words and I'll be wrong, and I'll be happy that I was wrong. But if I'm right, I'm right. That's just what it is. You know, it's not even trying to hate on the moves we've made. Some of them I'm really, pleased to see what happens with Jonathan Jones. We'll see what happens. Will Johnson?
Will Harris.
Yeah, I feel like he can serve that Jeremy Chin role, but me personally, I would have brought Jeremy Chin back. I think he earned another deal. And I'm not saying that I get it. Our defense was bad, but there were some guys who stepped up, and I felt like they deserved another opportunity to come back and put in the work. But aside from the Ravens and the Commanders, overall,
I was about to ask Jets picking up Justin Fields.
Oh yeah,
teaming up with his old receiver back in college, Garrett Wilson. Do y'all think that chemistry is gonna translate well on the field from back in college, or has it just been too long since then, or is Justin Fields just washed? Like, what y'all think?
I don't think Justin Fields. How do I say this without sounding like a contradiction? I don't ever think Justin Fields is given. I can't say that because it's gonna sound contradictory. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think Justin Fields. I tried to make it not a contradiction, but I can't. Like, there's no other way to say it. Like, I just don't think Justin Fields is necessarily great. But I also do think it's due to a lack of support that he had in Chicago. When they drafted Caleb, I didn't think that was the right move. I thought they should have traded back and built around Justin Fields to give him another year to figure it out and actually build a team. And now
I think Chicago made a bad choice with that.
But I mean, I don't really expect much from Justin Fields. Like, he didn't do much early in the season. He didn't look particularly great. The offense barely moved when he was in, so I don't really expect much. But I'm kind of interested to see some of their players and how some of their players may request trades. I think some of them will start requesting trades, particularly on that defense. Sauce Gardner, Burgundy Gold would be nice.
Sheesh.
He declined to me.
It's a new era in New York, and
on the Baltimore Sauce, we'll take you.
Or Garrett Wilson.
I'd rather get Garrett Wilson than Sauce Gardner.
Baby.
I'll take Sauce. I'm not gonna sleep on Sauce. I mean,
Baby.
That's a tough one. But no, you got to give the Jets a chance. I know that's crazy to say. People are going to be like, "Wow, you're going to give the Jets a chance." They have a new coach, so it's like you have to give the players time to really see if they're bought in. And
But like, but do you, as Garrett Wilson, do you want to go through another rebuild? You've been rebuilding in New York your entire career. Now I get it. He's on a rookie deal. He can't really make any decisions. I think.
I'm about to say he just got there.
I'm saying he just got there. He hasn't gone through much. Like,
how many years? How many years?
Miles Garrett. It's someone that's been on a team for so long and doing a rebuild and then re-signing the deal.
Garrett, let me say this about Miles Garrett. Excuse my language.
Cheap.
Please excuse my language. You money hungry bastard. That's exactly what you are. You don't care about winning. Bring back the people that cared about winning. You just went up there and you sat there and complained and went on a press tour talking about, yeah, I want to win. I don't care about the money. But they offer you $40 million a year and you going fold? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't want to win.
How he go from saying that he would take a pay cut
to a pay cut?
I'm like,
go ahead.
You can write on pay cut.
I don't want to hear you next season. I don't want to hear about reports about you being dissatisfied, about how you
bro basically just sold his soul.
Goddamn thing. Shut your mouth up and stay down there in freaking Cleveland and be cold all damn day.
I mean, be careful, bro. Be careful, bro.
I agree with Rio Robinson.
If Garrett might come back
anybody in this group chat that bread, you probably stay too. So you can't hate on, bro.
Hey, look.
When I'm already a multi-millionaire, when I already make hundreds of millions, I'm gonna make 100 millions regardless. You never knew what the Commanders was gonna offer you, but you just sat there and took the 40 mil.
Oh, that's what it is. I see. It was you was hoping he. Honestly, though,
it's not for that. It's just the principle. Like you did all this rough riding, and then they offer you 40 mil. Like another team can't offer you 40 mil. Now I get it. They said they weren't gonna trade you, but if you hold your ground long enough, they gonna have to do something. Like it's just more so the principle. Like, yeah, I would take the 40 mil, but like, no, I wouldn't.
I think there's probably a little bit more to it behind the scenes, but in all seriousness,
I mean, you ain't winning, dog. You
like,
ain't winning.
I wish I got to see Myles Garrett play somewhere else. That would be really cool, but I respect his decision to go get his bag. And
when you're already a multi-millionaire, okay,
but
you already made hundreds of millions of dollars.
And also,
don't expect me to put you in my top 5 pass rushers now.
He's gonna be in mine. I'll put him up there still.
You ain't win. Right,
but also, I do also for Justin Fields. Me personally, this is how I feel about Justin Fields. I feel like I don't feel like he's gotten the same chance or respect that other quarterbacks have gotten. And what I mean by that is, like, sure, I know he struggles. You know, he was struggling with playing and the Bears and whatnot. But honestly, I don't think the Bears were even equipped to do much with him. And honestly, I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does do. But I think for me, I think people write him off way too quick. I'm like, personally, I see more quarterbacks get. You know, I feel like give this guy a chance. I think giving him a fresh start, away from all the Russell Wilson stuff and the Chicago pressure that he had on his back, getting him in the Jets. And I'm not saying it's a better scenario because even playing for the Jets, they got expectations too. They were supposed to be a Super Bowl team for 2 years straight. I feel like he's going to flourish where he's at. I'm not saying necessarily he's just going to put up a crazy, crazy season, but I'm saying I think he's going to look better at New York.
Let's point out this too, Jalen. This is the easiest division that he's ever going to play in because the AFC East is chump change. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but let's call it what it is. The AFC East is a chump change. You got the Jets, you got the Bills, you got the Patriots, and the Miami Dolphins. So you basically have what? one playoff team. So he should go and at least win 8 games. It's
Well,
possible.
we gotta see. Let's see what New England does this year, right? I'm not
New
expecting
England
them
has
to
a
be
chance to
great.
be real
I
Oh
good.
don't
yeah, New
expect
England
But
has
them
a
they
to
have a
chance. I'm
yeah,
still
sure.
mad at New England because they got rid of my boy Mayo. I feel like they threw him away way too early.
Yeah, after 1 year, that was
Y'all
the
gonna hate
best.
me. This may be hot take-ish, but I don't think New England gonna do nothing. I think they overpaid for players.
They definitely
But
did.
that's
Cause
just me.
like Arnold Landry, to me, 3 years, 26 million. It was, I mean, obviously when the player leaves a certain team, the fans going then turn on the player, but it was Titan fans. I was saying this dude is basically like a backup player, and y'all paying him like starter money. So that was like definitely one move that they definitely overpaid for. Milton Williams, he's a good player, but 26 per year is insane for someone who was really like a backup D tackle on a
But he's a
good
backup
Eagles
D
team.
tackle. I'm not saying it's not crazy because they paid him a lot. He's a backup D tackle on the best D line in the NFL. On the Patriots, he's probably the best D tackle they've had in the last 5 years.
But I don't like.
When you're poverty, you're gonna have to overpay. That's just what it is.
That's what the Commanders used to do.
I mean, yeah, you're right. That's what we used to do, and
Yeah,
now
we
I
did
think
used to.
we're being cheap. So you got to find that balance. You can either overpay or you can be super cheap. I prefer neither. Pay guys what they've earned.
Yeah, I definitely
But
do
if
agree
you
with that.
How do you feel about Pittsburgh building the squad that they're trying to build?
Everything they're building, it's looking really good, but none of it matters until you get the quarterback. And none of it matters. Should they bring back Russ?
hell no.
They can.
I think they should look at Aaron Rodgers
Hmm?
as a 1 year quarterback until you find your solution. Yeah, he didn't play bad last year. Top 10 in damn near every passing category you can think of. So he just couldn't move. But yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, Mike Tomlin fans, not gonna like what I'm gonna say. You're never gonna find your quarterback with Mike Tomlin as your head coach. Because
I don't know that.
good.
That's
He's
fair.
going to be too good to get a top pick unless you're gonna trade up. And unless you really believe in your organization or believe in a guy that you can draft late and develop, which we have not seen a quarterback drafted late, 3rd, 4th round since Russ and Ashley Cook. So I don't think Mike Tomlin will ever force you to get a franchise.
Brock Purdy.
Well, we got Lamar Jackson.
Brock Purdy.
We weren't even like.
Hey, when did y'all get Lamar? In the 1st round, 32nd pick? Yeah, that's not
Brock Purdy.
It's still like first. It's still like
1st round.
late first round.
That's still a 1st round pick. Even with Jalen Hurts, that's a 2nd round pick.
Well, every team gets a first round pick.
You have not seen a quarterback
Unless they traded away.
do what he do. You can say Brock Purdy. You can say that. They about to overpay him anyway.
I think honestly, this is how I feel about it.
What about
Obviously,
Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts was a 2nd round pick. That ain't bad.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts, but even when Jalen Hurts,
but that's what I'm saying. That's still attainable for teams that still win. I'm saying like
how many Jalen Hurts hit the draft every year?
I'm not saying. I mean, look,
Jalen Milroe's in this draft right now. He's in this draft right now.
Jalen Milroe would be great.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to believe he can be great, but as far as skill set coming out of college, Jalen Milroe, the way they're talking about him sounds a lot.
He's got a rocket.
I think Jalen Hurts was a lot better pocket passer than Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe was ass. Sorry, I'm just gonna say it. Not great throwing the ball from the pocket on time.
Are we talking about arm strength or just or
I ain't talking
presence?
about arm strength. I'm talking about playing the quarterback as in his entirety. I think Jalen Hurts was a better pocket passer coming out of college than Jalen Milroe.
He definitely was, because Jalen Milroe at Alabama, he had 20 touchdown passes to 15 interceptions.
And you have all-star wide receivers in your team.
I'm saying
and you throwing that many.
You have
Jameson
Williams and stuff.
In Alabama with that offensive line and them receivers. Shoot, I can throw 20.
I'm saying having Ryan Williams, the speedster, and then just doing that, it's just insane.
Yeah, I think when you
Like,
look at the production of what he is and what he did in college, I don't expect much of nothing. And he's gonna be the Justin Fields of this
yeah,
draft. Y'all gonna
he
love him,
definitely
and
he's gonna
he's gonna
be
get
he's gonna
chances after
be what he
chances.
is.
And I just don't. I don't. Again, I just don't see nobody in this draft being necessarily great. But I don't think Mike Tomlin as your head coach, you're gonna be able to get somebody unless somehow Mike Tomlin allows you to bottom out and get a top pick.
I say Pittsburgh most likely going after Jackson Dart to me because Jackson Dart, while he's not going to be
Where's Pittsburgh drafting again?
probably like 20 something, pick
Pittsburgh is
Give
drafting
me the exact number.
25th.
25th.
They're
25th.
not getting Jackson Dart. Somebody's gonna be overzealous, and they're gonna get a quarterback, and they're gonna
Yo,
draft.
whoa. Hey, I got a mock pulled up right now that I've been working on. I'm not going to say too
Jackson
much
Dart, he's
about it, but
projected to go second round.
yeah. Jackson
I feel like
Dart,
somebody's
I'm
gonna
doing a
be
mock right
super
now,
aggressive.
and Jackson Dart's still on the board.
I feel like somebody's gonna get overzealous. They're gonna look at what Jaden Daniels did. They do it every year. They do it every single year.
Look at what Jaden did. There's no Jadens in this class.
It's
That's
nowhere
my
near.
point. That's my point.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get
Cam
overzealous,
Ward
and
is
they're
the
gonna draft
closest to
somebody
Jaden Daniels, but
drafted high.
that's
But that's just me. I mean, maybe he falls to the second, but I could see a team being.
Yo, Will, my man Will said, hold up, Will. I got to correct you. My man Will just said Cam Ward is the closest to Jaden Daniels. Cam Ward is the closest to a poor man's Jaden Daniels. He's no disrespect, but he's
Cam
close
like
to a
I'm
poor
not
man's
saying he's
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, but he's the closest that it will be because
No, I'm
of
just
his
joking with you. Yeah, I'm
pocket
just
presence.
joking.
Yeah, because his pocket presence is like actually it's good for like a young quarterback
Oh,
like
it's
Cam
good.
Ward.
It's elite.
Cam Ward would be Caleb Williams.
Wow.
So what's the George Sanders going to be?
Not Caleb. I don't even think he's. I don't think Shador's going to be even on Caleb's level as a rookie. But you know who Jackson Dart's going to be?
Jackson Dart. He gonna be Zach Wilson.
See, you already hating, man. You already hating. Jackson Dart has the highest ceiling in this draft class. Y'all gotta accept
think the highest ceiling is Cam Ward, but like I don't think he's gonna be great. Like I don't think none of these quarterbacks.
Cam Ward, he's not a game change. He's not like an X factor quarterback. I think Jackson Dart
he has the talent. I mean,
he's not an X factor quarterback.
There's the best quarterback is Jackson
Dart.
He
has the arm strength. He has the stuff that Mel Kiper sits there and nuts on himself for. Like he got stuff like that, but like I don't know
over every
like, I don't think none of these quarterbacks. I'm not a great big Shador fan, but Shador possibly could be the highest ceiling of any quarterback, like highest floor than any other quarterback. But I don't.
I do have to head out though, real quick. So
yeah, that's all good, man.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. Once again, it's been a pleasure talking with y'all. My time ran out.
Yes, sir, man. Happy to have you. We're gonna get you back next time, man. Good discussion.
Yeah, we'll talk about Wave 2 when that comes out. It's probably gonna be something. All right, y'all take it easy.
You too, bro.
All right.
But I don't think that you said what?
I think this draft would be a lot of late round gems that we don't notice or see now being gems, but in the right environment, Washington, they will develop into gems that nobody wants, that you were not seeing right now. This is not a great draft to me. This is not a great draft. I don't know who's coming out of quarterback next year, but I don't see that jump being even better either. The only thing I see is Archie right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Cam Ward has the highest potential because the talent, pure talent, but I don't expect him to cash in on it. He's gonna go to a horrible organization that has no real plan of how they're gonna develop him, just like Chicago did with Caleb. Even though I'm happy with what they did with in the free agency. I root for Caleb. I don't root against Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a DMV product, so I'm always gonna root for him regardless. Bowie, Maryland, Upper Marlboro-ish.
It's the fans that
Um,
makes it tough. It's
yeah,
the
it's the
fans.
fans, but like I'm proud of what they've done. I mean, they did the same thing last year, but I mean, at least they're bulking up their offensive line. I can see them actually being halfway decent if they hit on some of these players, but it just depends on him now. So yeah, I don't really like any of the quarterbacks this year.
See, I'm telling y'all, I'm a Jackson Dart believer. I'm gonna die on that hill, man. I see a star. I see a star.
I do believe he's a star, but
A
the
star.
turn, like what type of
See,
star? You seen him winning
you
rookie of
gotta
the
watch the
year?
film, Julian. You gotta come on,
I'm
man.
gonna turn it on once we get off. I'm gonna turn on the game. Give me his best game and his worst game. His best game statistically, because he should. If you're in the SEC with the SEC level talent, you should be clear and cut a better prospect for statistically and accomplishments in which you've done. As far as
In the
numbers on the
ACC.
paper, should be better than Shador and Cam Ward.
Okay.
You're playing.
How is that? How does that work though? Because he's
You
playing
have the
better
best
teams.
talent. You have the best talent in college football. The best.
He's playing better teams.
Football. Like you have some of the best receivers. Your schools have a bunch of NIL money, so you can sign whoever you want in the portal. You can get as much talent as you want, and you can just run it up.
Especially Ole Miss.
You can run it up. You can literally run up the statistics. Like that's just how I feel. Like I watch a Jackson Dart game. Like I watch his best game and see how I feel. But I don't feel like
It sounds like
I don't feel like he's the underrated. He's gonna do something. I just don't. If Jackson Dart becomes the star, he can't start day one. He will not start day one and cook. I don't believe none of these quarterbacks should start day one and cook.
I feel like
wow,
Jackson
no.
Dart could be like the Bo Nix to me, because Jackson Dart, he definitely has like a lot of Bo Nix.
Where
in his
does he
game.
go? Where does he go to get the Bo Nix? Bo Nix has Sean Payton. Where does
He goes to Pittsburgh or Seattle.
Pittsburgh doesn't
Who's
have
Pittsburgh offensive
Pittsburgh doesn't
coordinator?
have
'Cause
that offensive coordinator and that offensive mind a quarterback. You can't. I don't think he's
He
gonna.
doesn't have to have that to be a successful rookie. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. He doesn't need to go off his rookie
That's
year.
my point. He's a rookie quarterback. You need the infrastructure. Jaden Daniels had the infrastructure. He had Cliff.
Bro, respectfully,
Bo Nix had Sean Payton.
Justin Fields looked really good on the first half of the season in that Steelers offense. If you're telling me Justin Fields can look good in that offense, you're dang right. Jackson Dart can.
They did not look that good.
No, he didn't.
They
Justin
did
Fields
look
never
good.
did.
They
That
did
offense
look
was
good. They
horrible.
were winning
That
games.
offense barely can score. I watched
They was
the
just winning
Pittsburgh
games. He
Steelers
didn't
game
look good.
in Atlanta.
He
They
looked
could not
serviceable
move
and
the
solid.
ball.
He did.
He was not solid. He was horrible.
Steelers, they was winning
They went
games.
back
Like,
to Russell Wilson for a reason.
No, he was
They
not
went
horrible.
back to Russell Wilson because they actually knew they can actually move the ball by the air. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
great on
Steelers-
his legs, but he wasn't doing anything from the pass and from the pocket. I get that we're in a new era, and I need to leave from the Stone Ages and believe in quarterbacks to throw from the pocket, but it is still football. You still need to be able to throw the ball from the pocket on time in rhythm. It's never going to change.
yeah, I do agree. Because Steelers in that first half, they was winning games 13-10. You don't need
That was
your
horrible.
you don't need your like
That's
rookie
Steelers football.
quarterback.
That's their identity.
That really
That's
is, but
not
they
culture
want
no
to
more.
also
I
be able
remember
to
when
move the
Big
ball.
Ben had Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, they was putting up 30. So I don't think Jackson Dart is going to have to go somewhere like a Minnesota that like has
He has a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know what's like the Minnesota top.
Who that quarterback?
JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy.
Okay, unproven rookie. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
you didn't want to sign a guy. You didn't want to sign a guy that took you 12, 13 games. Okay, you're gonna do an unproven
but he
rookie.
also like he also like saw ghosts when the time was right though. So
there's only so far.
To the Super Bowl.
The truth of the matter is this: they drafted JJ McCarthy based off of what they thought his potential could be, and his potential is way higher than what Darnold can be.
Fired. JJ McCarthy is going to get somebody fired if he ain't who he think he is, because somebody in that front office is going to get fired.
You don't think Sam Darnold would have done the same? Mind you, the coach of the year, has 0 playoff wins.
We know what
Sam Darnold can only take them so far. Is what I'm saying. No matter they can win 15. Listen, they can win 15 games or 8 games.
How far has JJ McCarthy taken them?
He hasn't got a chance yet.
Like,
because he was
Doesn't have a chance yet.
injured. He was injured, and he's a rookie. You're asking a rookie to come off a torn ACL to match what Sam Darnold did and took this team to 15 wins is absolutely ludicrous.
They're not saying take him to 15 wins
and learn.
They don't need 15 wins to make the playoffs and win a game.
Yeah, they didn't win a game. So
possibly make the playoffs. I don't think
they can definitely. It's definitely possible.
they have a good team. They have a good team. They did good in the offseason.
If they make the playoffs, JJ McCarthy is not the reason they're making the playoffs.
Sam Darnold's not the reason they made the playoffs last year. Are we serious?
He was a part of the reason.
Statistically,
he was
no. They made the playoffs with Kirk Cousins. They made the playoffs with Sam Darnold.
Statistically,
the quarterback has never been the reason that the Vikings made
games that he played horrible. The 2 games he played horrible. That's the only thing I remember is the 2 games he did horrible. He led this team to 15 wins when nobody thought they were going to win 15 games.
Here's all I'm saying. I hear your point. I'm saying that Sam Darnold, he's on the Seahawks now. Good for him, right? He got his bag. There's only so far certain quarterbacks can take you. You're not winning a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. He's ever going to lead you there. But you know what?
I am not
when you draft a quarterback first round, he has the potential.
You are putting pressure on a quarterback that torn his ACL, and he was a rookie. And you're expecting him to practically do the same thing what Sam Darnold did, if not more. We don't know what he will be.
The only person who's comparing it is you. He has to go out there and be himself. He's JJ McCarthy.
I'm looking at it from a fan perspective. Then so it'd be okay if they don't win 15 games, they don't go to the playoff, right? It'd be okay because it's a rookie, right?
You said 15 games and not making the playoffs is a big difference. They can make the playoffs as a wild
let's say
card.
15 games and they win 10 games and they don't make the playoff. They win 10 games, they don't.
Let me put it like this. They could win less games next year, make the playoffs, and win a playoff game. Guess what? That's a better season than the
hypotheticals and hope to God that he does it, but I don't see.
No, I'm saying you're talking about comparing 15 wins to what he can do. He doesn't have to win 15 games to have a successful rookie year.
And you didn't want to sign him. And let this young rookie quarterback heal from his ACL and let him learn and develop. That is all I'm saying. Quarterbacks need to learn and develop. There's not many guys that can come in day one and start. I thought they should have re-signed Sam Darnold, maybe even tagged him for 1 year, tag him, and let your rookie quarterback heal from his ACL.
I agree. They probably should have brought him back. But now you got to play the cards
quarterback like Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year deal and have him learn. Imagine him learning from Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks.
How do you know he can't do that now?
God to given eyes.
How do you know we can't do that now?
They're not doing that. They're not doing that. Unless Aaron Rodgers wants to be there, they're not doing that. They're gonna roll with JJ McCarthy, and they're gonna not gonna do what they expect him to do.
I don't know, man. Dude,
I don't.
Sam
JJ
Darnold,
McCarthy will get somebody fired.
They lost Sam Darnold, a serviceable quarterback. They didn't lose a star quarterback. They're not losing sleep, man.
But they'll lose sleep.
I feel like they know. I feel like they know JJ McCarthy potential because they wouldn't have if they felt that JJ McCarthy wasn't ready, they would have definitely re-signed Sam Darnold to a franchise tag or just a 2-year contract. They wasn't for sure that he was ready for the challenge. So
it was the best for both sides move. It was the best for both sides move because they give Sam Darnold the opportunity to go out and get his bag that he's earned. And they give JJ McCarthy, they say, guess what? You're going to get your chance too. It's your time. So I think it's a win-win.
Yeah, it definitely is a win-win though. Because Sam Darnold, he wasn't not signing Sam Darnold definitely helped out the cap situation and signed other players to then build
that's
around
the only
JJ
argument
McCarthy.
you have is that it helped the cap. You can build another team around him. What JJ McCarthy would be, he's gonna be my new hater. I'm gonna be his new hater if he takes this team and he goes deep into the playoffs. Because he's not gonna be the reason you do it. He will be the new Brock Purdy that has great talent.
He doesn't have to be the reason. Was Kirk Cousins the reason they made the playoffs?
Kirk Cousins was the reason the motherfuckers couldn't get over the hump.
Okay, but they made the playoffs.
That's the reason they drafted him. They didn't
But they
want
made
to
the
keep
playoffs.
signing Kirk Cousins to $100 million deals for him to do the same shit that he does and wet his pants every day, like in the playoffs.
So Sam Darnold, what he did last year was wet the bed when it mattered most. That's what he did.
Yes, he did. I'm not
yeah.
disagreeing with you. He didn't wet the bed, but at the end of the day, I would run with him for one more year and let my rookie young quarterback learn as much as he possibly can. Build some more talent if I can, and just rock with it. Like even signing Aaron Rodgers. Like I'm not saying you got to sign back Sam Darnold. Just sign Aaron Rodgers on a vet minimum. You have the cap. You can do it. Have some more developed talent. And then once he's ready, you let him go after Aaron Rodgers is done in the year. That is all I'm saying.
I don't know. It's going to be
because I
interesting.
don't think that team, like, yeah, I get it. He don't have to be the reason they win. Yeah, that sounds great in Danny. But when it's time to make a play, like again, I'm keep going back to it. Will he make the play? Like if
you gotta wait to see.
If he has to carry his team for 2 minutes, in which we see Jaden does this shit for 60. But like he just got to do it for 2 minutes. Can he do it?
Like, we have to
I
see.
do get your argument.
That's just hypothetical, man. We have to see.
I don't think he'd do anything. That's just me. I don't think he'd be the reason they win.
I mean,
same reason like Brock Purdy wasn't the reason the 49ers wasn't winning.
Brock Purdy's a lot better than I'll take Brock Purdy over Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy. So I don't even want to go there.
I would just start a rebuild, actually.
The Vikings? The Vikings?
I was going to start a rebuild. Say, well, we ain't got a quarterback in the future. We're going to have some middle tier, average ass quarterbacks here. So, I mean, they all average. It's just a matter of who's better than the other average one. But, shout out to JJ McCarthy. I ain't a hater. I just, I wanted them to do something better with you and actually have a plan for you. But now they just going to the Wolves.
Yeah, like, I do get your argument, but then again, it's like unfair.
In the best division in sports, that's crazy.
No.
You got Detroit, you got Chicago. Okay, I don't care what you rank them. You got Detroit, you got Chicago, you got Green Bay, and you're still in the NFC. So you got to go through DC. Oh no, and Philly. Oh no. And these things got to go through the NFC West with the Rams that they about to cook up something real crazy.
Seahawks, they looking like they could be good too.
Okay.
Seahawks looking like they could be good too after signing Cooper Kupp. So, we'll see.
I'm not a Seahawks. I'm not believing the Seahawks of what they're doing. I'm really not.
I believe in their defense and I believe in their head coach.
I believe that they definitely could be good.
Can we talk about the Dallas Cowboys departures? These guys, I'm not even you know me, I'm a Commanders fan, but I keep it real. We keep it real on the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. DeMarcus Lawrence and Jordan Lewis, I don't know if they're delusional or what it is, because DeMarcus Lawrence was talking about, he's kind of saying, he's glad to be out of Dallas. He has a chance to win the Super Bowl now. Like, you're trashing your former organization who drafted you, gave you a chance to be something. And you're going to, mind you, the Seahawks are probably a worse team than Dallas. Maybe not this past season.
Where's Dallas and Seattle drafting this year?
How many playoff wins did they both get this past season?
I think Seattle drafted 18.
They both got 0. They both suck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe the Seahawks won something that the Cowboys didn't. So they're in the same boat.
But one thing Seattle don't have that Dallas does have, Jerry Jones.
That's facts. But
So,
Jerry Jones
has a chance.
Jerry Jones is stopping the Cowboys.
Front office, though.
Jerry Jones is stopping the Cowboys from winning a Super Bowl.
Jerry Jones signed Dak Prescott to be the highest paid quarterback in the league, and he's gonna regret that to the day he died.
Hey, I'd rather pay Dak than Sam Darnold. That's just
I'd rather start a rebuild than pay Dak.
He's better than Sam Darnold.
I'd rather start a rebuild. How many playoff wins does Dak have?
Believe one.
How many?
Okay.
Wait, isn't that more than Sam Darnold?
It's more than him, but hey, not that far off.
You must be a Sam Darnold fan or something.
I'm not a Sam Darnold fan. I'm just saying, like, it ain't. He's acting like Dak is elite. Dak is
because in the regular season When he's healthy, most times Dak is elite.
And then what the hell he does in the playoffs?
That's what I'm saying. So
Then why do you pay him?
That's the point I just made with Sam Darnold.
But why do you pay him? Only reason I said you signed Sam Darnold is because you have a rookie quarterback and you don't know what the hell he's going to be. And I think you should let him heal from his ACL and actually learn, because he probably wasn't learning shit last year because he was healing from his ACL. I wouldn't have paid Dak Prescott a damn thing. I would have told him to hit the market. I'm starting a rebuild now. Like, that's my opinion. Like, I ain't paying that. Like, shit, if I'm San Fran, I'm not paying Brock Purdy, but it seems like that's the way they're going to go because they're letting go of their roster to pay him as much as
that
they want.
the QB wave, it continues.
You can find somebody if you actually know what you're doing and develop them properly with the great infrastructure.
Yeah, I do agree. Because, I mean, well, I feel like Seahawks could be good because
I agree.
They let go of James Smith for a way better quarterback. To me personally, a better quarterback than James Smith.
Way better?
I won't say not way better, but
who did
better.
they have at first? They had Gino.
Yeah.
How many times Gino
look
went to
at
the
these
playoffs?
backs.
How many times Gino went to the playoffs?
How many times has his team went to the playoffs, you mean?
How many times has he carried the team to? How many times has he led a team to the playoffs? Let me use the right word.
0 times.
Sam Darnold hasn't led a team.
Hey, who they get that led him to the playoffs?
Leder was on the team.
And who
led? That's what QB
Sam
does.
Darnold won the head-to-head matchup.
No, not every QB is a leader. No.
Okay, not every QB is a leader. Okay. Hey, is Jalen Hurts a leader?
No.
Okay. But I'm a hater though. Hey, I'm a hater, and he's not calling him a leader. Okay.
We talking about leader as in like leading on the field, not giving MLK speeches the way Jalen Hurts does in his press conferences. We're talking about actually leading on the field, leading by example.
I may lead by example, but I may be the person. William may be the person that got to lead vocally. I lead by example. When I played lacrosse, I led by example. I didn't speak much. Like, yeah, I was cussing people out, but I led more by example than anything. So,
maybe I'm misinterpreting what you're saying as far as leader. I'm simply saying, like, okay, Geno Smith never led the Seahawks as far as like he was the top guy on their offense, top quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. But
and there's not a lot of
Geno. The difference between Geno and Sam Darnold, I would say Sam Darnold's better right now, but it's not as big as a gap as you guys maybe are trying to insinuate.
Also, defense. Sam Darnold did have a good defense.
Sam Darnold was like talent-wise, he has all the attributes to be a great quarterback. There's a reason he was drafted that high. So, I mean, I think you're kind of closing the gap too soon on Geno. I'm not saying Geno is horrible, but I think the gap it's more significant than you would want to admit. I'm not saying Geno is trash, but like as far as talent-wise, Sam Darnold is more talented than Geno Smith.
He definitely is, because Sam Darnold,
some of the throws I've seen Sam Darnold make, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, he's younger than Geno and stuff. Like,
to the Jets.
Yeah, Sam Darnold, he could just like bring Seattle like a lot of things because he's younger than Geno. To me, he's a way better quarterback, but Seattle, they let go of DK and brought in Cooper Kupp, let go of Tyler Lockett, but he wasn't.
They're gonna draft somebody. They're gonna draft
somebody. Yeah, they definitely gonna draft someone with their like 18th pick. But I feel like
even if like Sam Darnold doesn't do great in Seattle, even if he just wets the bed and plays absolutely horrendous, I think Seattle's going to be in decent position to a point where whenever they do get their franchise quarterback, they would have an infrastructure in place that their quarterback can just develop if they have to go down that road. But we shall see what the NFL is. You don't be wrong now.
We're gonna see. But guys, it's been a really good live tonight. Chopping it up with my guys, Julian, William, Jalen was in here earlier. Been a great live discussion tonight. Just chopping it up about wave one of the NFL free agency. A lot of moves and a lot of moves that are yet to be made. But in conclusion, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the Fourth and Goal Sports YouTube channel. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow to the Fourth and Goal Sports Instagram page. Julian, Will, any last words, man?
Yeah, like I was just about to say, Adam Peters, questionable free agency. See how it all pans out.
We're gonna see.
Commanders, y'all have to it's not no. Y'all have to make it at least to the MC Championship game. No decline this year, only up from here. So,
I
MC
love it.
Championship game. That could be like high expectations from a
No, it's not
team
high at
who,
all. Keep it going, brother.
but that
Rust
could,
is not there.
but just at least have us be competitive where we're at least a fighting chance to be in the NFC Championship game again for a second straight year, which haven't happened since when early the 80s, maybe even probably the early 80s, something like that. But just be competitive this year, and yeah, win a
As I
Super Bowl.
always say, bring my team back to DC. Bring it back to RFK so we can get the jump rocking with the playoffs. Let Adam Peters cook. Let him cook, man. Let my GM do what he do. He's built championship teams before, but he had a doofus of a head coach named Kyle Shanahan that couldn't run the ball to win the championship. But let him cook. He's the best GM you've had since Bobby Beckert. So
Yeah.
that says everything we need to know. So
Yeah, we're gonna see, man. But like I said, y'all, appreciate y'all tuning in. Fourth and Goal Sports Show. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.